Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining tonight or watching if you're not here in live time. So some of you will have seen, some of you won't have seen that tonight was supposed to be a destination training, which is something that I had been asked for. However, very last minute, I decided to do a very quick change up for the simple fact that we have had the full contract through for a new supplier. So I thought with regards to a destination training that I can do at any one time, I'm just going to pop that aside for tonight and get everybody on board with Mercury holidays. Now, some of you may have heard of Mercury, some of you may not have. It's certainly one that I have actually been asked for to go out and source a contract with, and that has finally all been closed off today. So I'm still waiting for security reasons. They send the login and the password separately. So I am actually still waiting for the password to come through. However, I'm just going to get slightly ahead of ourselves, take you through their website, who they are, what they sell, etc. I've also already got the commissions and everything that we earn, so I can take you through all of that. And I'm also going to take you through the T's and C's of Mercury holidays as well. So I'm going to go straight into sharing my screen. And I'm going to go straight into Mercury holidays. They have actually been around for a very long time. And year by year, they really have expanded. They've expanded their destinations. They've expanded their actual products, their availability, the airlines that they've been able to use, the bed banks that they're able to use, and they really have done so well. Certainly, you know, when you think of COVID and all that kind of thing, I'm sure we'll talk about that forever, but they haven't let that slow them down. So as I say, I wanted to show you the website. I wanted to show you who they are. So this isn't any kind of in-depth training or anything like that, but it will certainly put you one step ahead for when I get that password and I'm able to get it out to you all and you're able to start logging in and using them. So this is their website front page. So you can see straight away, if I look along the top here, the first thing to probably notice is that it will look very similar to some of the other suppliers that we use. It's very user-friendly, it's very agent-friendly, very much speaks for itself, which of course we absolutely like to use and do want that from our systems. So you can see here, holidays, hotel only, escorted tours, river cruises, private tours, and multi-centres and ocean cruises as well. So you name it, they do it. And again, won't be anything new to anybody as I start making my way down. You've got some offers there, which I must say, 3 weeks in Cyprus, and I know this hotel, for £735 per person. Like, that's brilliant. I'm just going to click into that. That's brilliant. Actually, I'm glad I've clicked into that. So you've just seen exactly what I did there, which was quite simply like the idea of that offer. Overview of the hotel, TripAdvisor rating, star rating, description, special offers. So 2 weeks and get one free, which people love, by the way. Places like that, buy 2 weeks, get your third week free. They love it. You do only tend to see them in the winter, but it's a great offer to jump on board with. Stay for 7 nights, pay for 6. No single supplements for anybody who either knows solo travelers or is a niche market for solo travelers. And save up to 10%, obviously booking dates, etc., all dependent down there. You've got the holiday deal finder. You've got your list of airports that you can fly from there. Prices, and bear in mind it's automatically put in here what you've gone into. So 21 nights on a half board basis. If it's available, any other board basis, it will also bring that up there. You can switch it and the prices then pop back up. Of course, from there, you'll choose your rooms, flights, etc. So again, very, very user-friendly, really, really user-friendly. And the local area and those TripAdvisor reviews, should you want them, and their own personal reviews as well. So I've slightly gone off on a tangent there, but that was a really, really good offer. So let's go back to the home screen. So yes, some offers there that they've got going on. Solo travellers save £200 on tours and ocean cruises, £100 on river cruises per person in 2026. That we've just been into, 3 weeks in Cyprus from $735 per person, and 1 week in Mauritius, all inclusive, from $1369 per person. Other thing that you'll see there, best price guaranteed, always worth looking at those kind of things as well. And again, this pretty much speaks for itself. It's an overview of everything that they do. And of course, their own achievements, awards, etc. They've got the popular touring destinations, and you can then go through to view them all. A destination of the month, which is Portugal this month. And again, a bit of an offer there from $218 per person, and you can click into that and see where they've got that price from. A range of hotels within Portugal, again, sticking to the destination of the month. Popular destinations with prices from. Multi-centre destinations with prices from. And then, of course, just down at the bottom, your general contacts, etc. So rather than go into all of these separately, I'm just going to swing back to the top. You've got your offers there. You've got a list of the destinations, and you'll see there on the left-hand side, you can also view it by trip type. So for holidays themselves, you can see there A to Z, the destinations that they do. It ranges, I mean, again, you can all see that, I'm sure. It ranges from the Far East and Thailand, the Caribbean, Spain, Canaries, Croatia, the Seychelles is on there. Gozo is on there, which for anybody who has been before, it does tend to be quite high of returning customers going to Gozo rather than Malta. So yeah, they literally do a bit of everywhere. You can see that. Grenada, you don't find too many that go to Grenada, so there's a great one as well. India's on there, you name it. If I then go from holidays to escorted tours, the list is even bigger of areas that you can do escorted tours in. Madagascar's on there, Georgia's on there. Obviously, I'm not going through this list, just any sort of different or unique ones that I see. Tibet's on there, North Macedonia. Cuba would be great for a tour for anybody who doesn't necessarily want to just sit on the beach or just sit in Havana. River cruises, your areas for the river cruises. Escorted rail journeys. I know people have asked about rail journeys in the past. Solo specific tours. Walk-in tours, obviously escorted. Private tours for anybody who maybe wants something a little bit more upmarket, obviously a little bit more private. Multi-centre holidays and your ocean cruises as well. And I'm just going to use cruises because people always ask about it. So what you can do, you can have a look at destinations that they do cruise-wise. It's also giving you some frequently asked questions, which seasickness, I mean, they've put it on there. Why not? Dress codes, all of that kind of thing, all on there for you. Again, they've got best-selling cruises. Croatia there. a map of the actual area, your full itinerary, what's included, of course, any special offers, and again, dates and prices. You can see once again, really, really user friendly. You're not getting much more user friendly than that, if I'm being honest with you. And so that's destinations. As I say, I'm certainly not going to go into each one or anything like that, but a very, very good range of destinations and products. More info, once again, I'm not going to go into all of these. You certainly can, should you wish to. But you can get online brochures here. You can also get yourself personally delivered a brochure. What I would say is, and I've been through this with some of you, some people would just look at you like you had two heads if you said to them, you will gain so much knowledge from literally sitting and reading a brochure, but you absolutely will. And it is really great where you can still get normal, if that's the right word to use, I'm sure it's not, but where you can physically pick up a hard copy of a brochure. As much as, obviously, I don't expect anybody to have a room in their house that maybe did have books and now is just covered in brochures, but you will learn a lot. And also to have a brochure on hand for when you've got a customer on the phone or, on an email, whatever it might be. The amount of times that my brochures have come in handy, and I know you guys can't actually see me, so I don't know why I've done that. I've just picked one of my brochures up, but I keep them here. And they have actually come in handy for some agents when they've rang me and said, just need to ask you, do you know anybody who does this place? And it might be a really exotic or random or, obscure sort of area. Open that brochure up, black and white. We all like to have something physical in our hands. It's well worth it. Get yourselves ordered a brochure, definitely. They are ABTA and ATOL protected. So again, of course, we also have the ABTA license, as we know, but anything that we book through Mercury Holidays is going to have that protection as well. And any airport extras, etc. Again, this is nothing out of the ordinary. Early holiday booking, what that is the offers that they might have of 10% early booking. They might have 20% early booking discounts, whatever that might be. Should you need to go into their policies, T's and C's, privacy policy, etc., you can. That is on there as well. And should you wish to look at the charities that they support also. I didn't mean to press that, but there is a help centre on there. Again, frequently asked questions and contact details should you need them. New bookings, existing bookings. We're really not going to need postal addresses. And of course, the request to quote section is for direct customers, so we won't be using that either. So, as I say, without going into a deep dive and teaching anybody how to suck eggs, because I really don't feel like we need to do that, I just very much wanted to show you how user-friendly this is, just how much they offer, and just the kind of thing that you can expect from them. They use a huge range of airlines. So again, it's nothing new. It's just something different. New bed banks, a new company to try, another alternative. I wanted to, what do I want? Oh, I know why. Sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. Let me just go back to holidays. I was on cruises. I will just very, very quickly pop in here that we want the Canary Islands. I won't do Gatwick because it'll bring me up so many different people. Let's go for Northwest. Let's leave it at January. 2 weeks for 2 people. And my goal here is to just give you an idea of how the search engine works, which is just like this. You've got your filters down here, high to low, popularity, TripAdvisor, or literally A to Z. Your TripAdvisor reviews come up, which is always really good as well. You don't have to, flip between different pages or anything like that. If you know that you've got a client that wants a very good 4-star hotel, you know that you're not going to offer them something that says it's a 4-star, but maybe only gets 3 on TripAdvisor. It's really good not having to just mess around and flip about. You don't even have to go into it to be able to look at the photographs and the costings. They're all there. Go through all of those. Again, really friendly for copy and paste as well, if you are sending anything over. And again, just as earlier with the Cyprus, you've got your overview there. You've got any special offers. So in this case, we've got 15% early bird. You can customize the holiday. So it's brought me up here, the 24th of January from, did that say Liverpool, I think? Yeah, from Liverpool. Again, you can edit the flights. You can choose your airline if you've got a preference. So that's brought me up Ryanair. I may have a customer who specifically wants TUI or specifically wants Jet2, whatever it might be. You can see the cost difference there. You just click on it and it's straight then in your basket. No messing around. Add that on. Perfect. Transfers, luggage, any accommodation requests, etc., etc. And then you could go straight through. And of course, that's then your usual guests. With regards to payment, it's going to be Econ Pay again. So obviously this here says enter payment details. Oh, also, of course, your deposit, etc. is all going to be down there. This obviously says enter payment details for obvious reasons. I don't yet have the password, but you're not going to see that. You're going to have basically a book button, as you have with so many others. You are then going to take the payment through Econ Pay, as you do with most others now. Obviously, these will all be put into the travel cafe once I've got the full login details, and I'll have that loaded into the travel cafe. But the truth of the matter is we all still like to know what we're going to be earning. And I think you might like this one. So let me just grab this for you all. Right, here we go. So, commission arrangements. Sunspot and Mercury package holidays. Apologies, I should have also said, just like JTA have their sub brand of Bel Air, Mercury also have their sub brand of Sunspot. I can show you those as well. But Sunspot package holidays, 15% commission will apply to all package bookings. Sunspot, 10% commission will apply to any flight only bookings. Mercury holidays, 12% commission will apply to any package holidays. And again, 10% commission will apply to any flight only Mercury bookings. Escorted tours and river cruises will be 14% for Mercury and 14% for Sunspot. And on Sunspot exclusive escorted tours, you are going to earn a whopping 17% commission. Now, as far as I'm aware, that is one of the highest commissions to date. So yeah, really, really good commissions all around there. But seriously, 17% for Sunspot exclusive tours is amazing. Like I say, I don't know of any others that are that high. We've got, the 15s, and we've got, I think, maybe the odd couple of 16s, but 17% is absolutely great. So yeah, very chuffed with that. So Sunspot, just to again give you a very brief overview. Once you go onto their site, you can see colours, etc., all very, very similar. Also at the top, what you can also see there is that M Mercury, Sunspot, one of the same, two separate brandings. Apologies. Destinations. There you go. Once again, exactly the same layout. Still really user friendly. Overview of the destinations. Prices from, Morocco from £196. I'm just going to actually nip into that because from a marketing perspective, for your socials, absolutely fantastic prices. Frequently asked questions there. What's the food like? Must see attractions. These guys are doing most of the work for you. It's a copy and paste job at this point. So yes, for your socials, well worth looking at the tours. Sorry, at the special offers. Apologies. Again, popular escorted tours, popular holiday destinations. Overview of Malta. A lot of information on there, even your temperature and stuff. Malta video guides. So again, if there is nothing, when you've got a contract in place with a supplier, you are then obviously free to use any of these marketing materials for your own use as well. There's travel guides on there, and again, frequently asked questions. Back to destinations. Escorted tours, river cruise, escorted rail, solo, etc. Exactly what we've just seen there. So again, I don't need to go into anything in the way of Sunspot because you can see exactly how similar it is. But commissions differ ever so slightly. If I just stop sharing and just go back to my contract there, commission difference there, I think it was a couple of percent. So 15% on a package holiday versus 12% with a package holiday for Mercury. So again, it's not to necessarily give you guys any more work to do, but you can see from looking on that website exactly how similar it is to Mercury. It may well be worth grabbing two different prices for your customers just in case, and you're going to make an extra 3% there. So well worth looking at both. As I say, it's not to give you more work or anything like that, but at the end of the day, that extra 3% goes towards what goes in your pocket. And literally as simple as that. That's kind of all I wanted to go into. So I do have to do the icky parts, which is T's and C's and all that kind of thing. But again, for anybody who's been around a while, those of you that are actively using TUI and have seen the TUI training, it's basically that just for a different brand. So unfortunately, Mercury / Sunspot, Mercury work the same as TUI in the fact of they can only provide one login per ABTA number. So unfortunately, that does mean that you individually aren't going to be able to register yourselves to sell Mercury. However, we've already overcome that obstacle with the likes of TUI, so it's not a problem at all. What it does mean is that there's just a couple of things. So I am the centralized inbox. What that means is every time you do a booking, the confirmation comes to me. Now, what that also means is that I have no idea who has made the booking. I only know that the booking has been made against our ABTA number, of course. Now, I have reached out to them to see if there is any way whatsoever that we can add even a text box where you would be able to add your own name. But that's not looking positive, shall we say. So, and this is exactly the same with TUI for any of you that aren't yet signed up with TUI. It works exactly the same way. So what we've put in place with TUI, and I'm thinking that's worked well enough, so I'm just going to do exactly the same thing with Mercury, is once you've been in the program for 45 days, you can have the access. Now, I've been asked a couple of times why 45 days. It's a little bit strange. And it's just simply from a protection point of view for ourselves. Once you've been in the program for 45 days, you've done that initial hard work of, you know, the steps to success, and you've maybe joined the corporate trainings that you've got to do. You've sort of getting yourself on your way. You're starting to build your business. You're starting to understand, and you are obviously paying for your membership. So we just did 45 days so that it wasn't like waiting a full 2 months, but not straight in and able to get on and make these bookings, where obviously we have to be more careful because it's not individual logins. It's harder to trace. That's the reason for the 45-day scenario. The second thing that we are going to put in place, or that I'm putting in place, is if you have a booking that is traveling within 2 weeks of departure with Mercury or Sunspot, again, no different to TUI, then you would need to contact me and I would need to physically make that booking for you. The next thing is from a payment perspective. So once you make that booking, as I've just stated, I will receive the confirmation. What you will then need to do is you will need to take that payment through EconPay as normal. Once you've made that payment, you will need to email me and tell me that you have made a booking with Mercury or Sunspot. This is how much you've taken today, or this is how much it was. Basically, I need the information, the passengers, the date of departure, and of course, who you are. My job is then to go onto EconPay, check the confirmation that I've got versus the payment, etc., that has been taken. Once I've got that and I've married that up, I will then send the confirmation off to you, and you can obviously do whatever you need to do with that. So it's nothing major. It's really nothing difficult. I just need to make people aware of that. So absolutely fine to have a shared login. Just do those things for me. Once you've made that booking, once you've taken that payment, which is nothing out of the ordinary anyway, just contact me, tell me what you've done. I'll have it there. I can marry it up to EconPay, send it over to you. If it's a very last minute booking, call me or email me and I can call you, and we will sort the booking out together, basically. So I hope that makes sense. And as I say, for anybody who's already using TUI, that's happening anyway. It's the exact same principle. Speaking of, just in case anybody watching this not in live time hasn't seen the information, TUI is back online. You will be aware that we've had issues with the system, etc. All back up and running. I personally checked it before I let anybody know. We're back in there. We're back on there. So yes, perfect, done and dusted. That is all back to normal. So for those of you who are watching after the fact that aren't here in real time, I'm going to say thank you very much to you, and I'm going to say goodbye to you. For those of you that are here in real time, I'll stop the recording and I'll see if you've got any other questions off topic, etc. And again, those of you not here right now, next week is also a new supplier, because I do like to spoil you, and I am absolutely chipping away at these suppliers. I'm not going to tell you, it's a cruise company, it's a cruise supplier. Again, I know so many of you want independent direct contracts for as many cruise suppliers as we can, so I have got another one. I have ticked it. The only reason I haven't done that tonight is because I personally want to wrap my head around their booking systems. So I'm going to take the next good week to ensure I know the ins and outs of that system. So yes, hopefully you can join next Thursday. And again, new supplier. So thank you very much.